This video is going to guide you through building your business website. The tasks covered in this video include gathering your business site assets, installing WordPress and customizing it, installing the Bueno WordPress theme and customizing it, installing all the required plugins, creating all the required pages, and adding all the required sidebar widgets, adding a news blog, filling out the business structure info sheet, and finally verifying that your business website is functioning properly. The first task you have is to gather all of your business site assets, and these are the assets that are going to be used on your site. So as you can see here, these are the recommended assets. Number one, a custom logo. A place to go to get a good logo design if you don't have any graphic skills is Fiverr, Fiverr.com. Go there, find a person to do your custom logo. It'll only cost you $5. The next asset you're going to need is an About Us page. You need to write a brief paragraph or two telling your visitors what your business is about. It's the About Us page. It's going to be the home page on your business website. Next, you're going to need to find an RSS feed for your niche. Initially, you're going to set up a news blog, and the news that you're posting on the blog is going to be pulled from an RSS feed. So go out, find an RSS feed that relates to your niche, and just create a text file and paste that feed into it. And when you set up your WP-O-Matic WordPress plugin, which is the plugin that's going to post that news to your site, you're going to need that RSS feed. Okay, the next bit of information you're going to need is the metadata. This is going to be your homepage title, your homepage description, and the keywords. The title should be the keyword that you want your site to rank for. Description, just a brief description about your business. And when you set up the all-in-one SEO plugin, you're going to use this meta information that you write and post it right into the plugin. And finally, Akismet. You're going to need this to set up the Akismet plugin, and that plugin is going to prevent comment spam. To do this, just head over to wordpress.com, create an account. When you do, you'll get a WordPress API key. You'll use that API key when you set up the Akismet plugin. So, with that said, next what you need to do is download the remaining assets. And these assets right here are below the video that you're currently watching. Compensation disclosure, that's for the compensation disclosure page. The team members HTML, that's for the team member login page. And WP-O-Matic template. WP-O-Matic is going to post those news stories. This is a template to make it look nice on your blog. And finally, a ping list. These are the services that are going to be notified each time a new post is made or a new page is created. Next, the Bueno WordPress theme. This is a nice, clean WordPress theme. It will do everything you need it to do for your business site. And finally, all of the required plugins to make your business site work. So download those, gather the remaining ones up top, which I initially talked about. And once you're done with that, you need to log in to your cPanel account and install WordPress using Fantastico. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so this is my business site's homepage. I want to log into the cPanel. And it should take a, okay, I'm all logged in. So next what you want to do is you want to scroll down and you're looking for Fantastico. Click on Fantastico. Click on WordPress. You want to do a new installation, and you want this at the top level. You don't want to put it in a directory. Next, your admin. I'm going to call myself admin. Password is just going to be test pass. Admin nickname, we'll say admin. And admin email. This is the email address that you created when you set up your Google Apps account. In my case, it's jeff@securedpropertyinvestments.com. Site name, securedpropertyinvestments.com. This doesn't matter so much. This information isn't going to be visible with this particular theme, but I'm going to write it in anyways. Property Investment Help. Once you've done that, click the Install WordPress button, and very important, you have to finish the installation. Okay, so now WordPress is installed. Your next task is to log into your WordPress admin panel and just get the basic settings all in order. So to do that, you just click this link here. Okay, admin password was test pass, so let me write that in. Enter. Okay, so the first step you have to take is go to categories, and that's under posts, and this is your default category for your news. What you want to do is change this, so click on edit and just change it to news. The slug is going to be news, and click on update. Okay, so that's done. Next, what you want to do is go to the general settings page, and you want to put www in front, this information here. Okay, and scroll down. You can change this to fit your requirements. The one last item that you absolutely should change is the time zone. This should match your particular time zone. So I'm UTC -5, I'm just outside of Chicago, and I want the week to start on Monday. So then you scroll to the bottom, click on Save Changes. All right, it kicks you out 99% of the time when you do that, so you just have to log back in. Okay, once you're logged in, the next item is writing. You don't need to change anything on this page. Reading, exact same thing. Right now there's nothing to change. When you add the About Us page, it will become your home page. You'll come to this section and make it a static page and choose the About Us page. Discussion. All right. You don't want to be emailed when people post a comment. You'll get a ton of emails. A lot of people might try to spam the site, and there's really no point to get the emails. So uncheck those. An administrator must always approve a comment. I'm going to just uncheck this next box here. Comment author must have a previously approved comment. And then I also like to break the comments into pages. It gives the opportunity to get more pages indexed in the search engine. So once you've done that, just scroll down, click the Save Changes button. Okay, media, you're not going to need to do anything with that. Privacy, you do want it to be visible to everybody. You shouldn't have to do anything with that. And finally, permalinks. This is to clean up the structure of your domains or your actual posts. So if you had a post called Real Estate Help, it might look like this in the actual URL in the address bar. So what you want to do is do a custom post structure, and what I recommend, I just like to do a real simple one. So instead of having this, it will say securedpropertyinvestments.com/investmenthelp.html. That's what I like to do. It's really up to you. Okay, click Save Changes. All right, those are the basic settings for your business website. Your next step is to upload and install and customize the Bueno WordPress theme. To do that, you're just going to go to Appearance, click on Themes, Install Themes, and you want to click Upload. You want to browse, and I'm going to go to the desktop. Okay, here's the theme, and just install it. Okay, it's been uploaded. Now you click Activate. And this is what the Bueno theme management panel looks like. So what you want, the theme options panel, I should say. You have several options as far as color. I personally like blue, and you should have a custom logo. You should have gone to Fiverr and had one made for $5. Select Files. All right. Custom logo is this right here. Okay, it's been uploaded, and I'm actually going to leave it full size in this particular case. Click on Insert into Post. There's the custom logo. You don't need to check this box because you have the custom logo. You can add a custom favicon if you want, a tracking code. If you're using Google Analytics or Get Clicky, you would put your tracking code in here. RSS URL. This is if you're using FeedBurner or another type of RSS feed management service. Email URL, you can leave that blank if you want, and post content. Initially, you're adding news stories, and those news stories are actually excerpts, so you can just leave the post content as an excerpt. Once you've done that, you just click on Save Changes. And now the Bueno theme is installed and it's been customized. What you want to do now is actually just double check and make sure that the new theme is showing up. Okay, so here's the new theme. Your next task is to upload and install all of the required plugins. To do this, you're going to click on Plugins, and then up here you're going to click on the Add New button. You're going to click on Upload, and these plugins that you're going to upload you should have downloaded below the video that you're watching right now. So you just click on Browse and you find the plugins. So the first I'm going to upload is the all-in-one SEO pack. I'm going to activate the plugin. Okay, now my recommendation here is that you don't configure the plugins immediately. What you first should do is actually upload all of them and then configure them. And what I recommend is upload them manually. You can do it using FireFTP. Sometimes that will cause an error when you go to activate them. So do it one at a time in the way I've just showed you. And then when you're done, you're going to activate them and customize them. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'll come back once I have everything uploaded and ready to activate and set up. Okay, all the plugins have been uploaded one at a time and they've been activated. Now the settings need to be changed on them. Before you do that, there are two other items you have to take care of. The first one is Hello Dolly. You're really not going to need the plugin, so my recommendation is that you just delete it. Click delete, and it's going to take you to here. Click on Yes, delete files. Okay. The next item, on occasion when you install a new plugin, you might see another link here saying that there's an update available. You'd click on that and then you would update the plugin to the newer version. In this case there aren't any, so it's time for you to set up the plugins. The first one right here, Kismet. What you want to do is enter your API key. So you click on that, okay, and then here is my API key. And remember, the way you get this is to go to wordpress.com, create an account. When you do, you're going to get an API key. It is free to create an account. So head over there, get it, get your API key. All right, you post it right into here. I'm going to auto delete spam, and I'm actually going to leave that one blank. Click on update options, and okay, that's set up. Next, you want to do the all-in-one SEO pack. Remember, when you were getting your site assets gathered, you had the metadata. And here's the metadata I've created. You'll notice it's not long or drawn out. It's just basic information. So I'm going to enter that into here. That's the description. The title, this is very important. This is the homepage title. This is the main keyword you want to rank for. In my case, it's secured property investments. And the keywords, I go back to here, and I'm just going to take these keywords. All right, and everything else I'm going to leave as is. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to click on Update Options, and the all-in-one SEO pack is set up. But the one thing I forgot to do was enable it. So remember, to enable it, tick that radio button. I'll hit update again, and then we should be good to go. Okay, no more red warning message. So once that's done, the next item is the delete duplicate posts. Very important. This option right here by default is clicked. It puts a backlink at the bottom of your site. I actually like to uncheck that, and I like to enable cron. All you have to do is click that. Everything's automatic, and then once you're done with that, click on Save Settings, and that is the Delete Duplicate Post plugin. Next, the broken links plugin. There shouldn't be anything to do here. There are no links yet. So we're good there. Okay, next under settings, this is where all the plugin information is. So first and foremost, we've already been through up to all-in-one SEO. CBNet Ping Optimizer. Okay, I clicked on that. Now what you want to do is enter the ping list that you downloaded below this video. So to do that, you come here, here's the ping list. I'm going to copy that. You're going to go back and you're just going to paste it into here and click Save Settings. You can have this enabled right now, or you can not enable it. You can enable it after the site's fully built. I'm just going to leave it enabled right now. So I'll click on Save Settings. Once you're done with that, your CBNet Ping Optimizer is set up. Easy privacy policy, we're going to leave that alone for now because we're going to use that to actually build the privacy policy page. Link Log Matcher. You click on that. There's nothing to do right now for that. SEO friendly images. You can actually leave this as is. That's what I'm going to do. Dagon sitemap generator. Okay, this we're going to leave alone for now because we're going to create the sitemap page using this plugin. Same thing with edit terms of use. We're going to create the terms and conditions page with this particular plugin. WP-O-Matic. We're going to set this up in a later task. And finally, WP Touch. You don't need to do anything with this. This basically makes your site look really nice on a mobile phone. So if people are visiting your site on an iPhone or an Android phone or even a BlackBerry, they're going to see a mobile version of the site that is formatted really nicely. Okay, next, XML sitemap. Click on that. And you're going to want to generate the sitemap now. You don't really need to change anything here. You can leave everything as is. If you have a Yahoo application ID, you can check that and enter it into there. But basically what you want to do, the sitemap wasn't built yet, just click here and it's going to generate the sitemap. So it's working. Okay, the sitemap's been generated. What you're actually going to want to do is once you have the site initially built is come back in here and then click this rebuild sitemap link, and then you'll be set and ready to go. Okay, the next plugin, the link checker. There's really not much that you need to do here. There should not be any broken links. You can kind of go through and look for links on certain pages or posts, things like that, and which links to check. So you can kind of go through. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and the final plugin, let me bring it up, is the contact. This is contact form 7. You don't have to do anything here. When you create the contact form, you're just going to copy this, paste it into the page, and then you're going to be off to the races. Okay, so that is the conclusion of getting the plugins basically uploaded and installed and activated. So your next task now that you have the plugins done is to actually create the site pages. So the first one is going to be the About Us page. And this is something that you should have written when you were getting your business site assets together. So here's my About Us. I'm going to copy this and go back. And I'm going to leave the sample page. I'm going to add a new page. And I'm basically going to call it About Secured Property Investments. Actually, I'm going to say Welcome. Welcome to Secured Property Investments. Do that. And visual, paste it right into there. Okay, we'll come down. And something you might want to look at is try and get this out of the way. Actually, I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to publish it now. Click on Publish. Okay, so the About Us page is done. Next page that you're going to add is the Contact Us page. So if you remember to do that, you'll click on this contact down here. You'll copy this and go to Pages. Okay, add new. And this is just going to be contact us. Then what you do is paste that into there and publish that page. Okay, you'll notice I clicked, it's kind of being hidden right now by the configure WP-matic, but I clicked this, and this actually will determine what is shown below the post. So I do this right here. I actually checked comments on these pages. I don't want people leaving comments, so I'm going to minimize that, and you'll see down here, let's see, actually it's not comments, I believe it's discussion. Okay, that's what it is. So now you scroll down here, you don't want a discussion on these particular pages. So I'll click update. I'm going to go back to the About Us page and make sure that those are unchecked. Okay. Still kicking me that way. Okay, discussion. I'm going to uncheck these here. Update. Okay, the next page, once you have the About and Contact, now you want to do the privacy policy page. To do this, all you need to do is go to Easy Privacy Policy. All right, and make sure this information right here is correct. I'm actually going to do help@securedpropertyinvestments.com. This all looks good here, and I actually like to delete this. And then everything else, I'm going to leave the same, but I'm going to uncheck these boxes here. Once you're done with that, click on Create Privacy Page. And it should take a minute. All right, the privacy policy has been created. Next is the Terms and Conditions page. So you want to click on Edit Terms of Use, and there's a few things you want to change here. First off, you do want to copy this because you're going to embed this in the page. So you copy that. Down here, required term agreement to access. You want to change this to don't require an admin, none, and leave that blank. Click on Save Changes. And then you want to go to Add New Page. You're going to type in Terms and Conditions. And then in here, you're just simply going to paste Terms of Use. And once again, with discussion, you want to make sure that people are not leaving comments. So once you're done with that, you click on Publish. Okay, the next page that you want to do is the sitemap page. And to do this, you're going to use this DD sitemap generator, Dagon Design sitemap generator. Click on that. Okay, and what to show? You want to show pages and posts. And I like to do pages first. Page sort order, you can go by title, whatever you want. Show comment count after posts, you can check that if you'd like. You do want to hide future dated posts as well as password protected posts. Sitemap navigation method, I like the default, and sitemap navigation, I do like it at both the top and bottom. And then the path to the XML sitemap, if you remember, you generated the sitemap, the path is going to be http://www, your domain name, in my case it's securedpropertyinvestments.com / and then sitemap.xml. Okay, where to show sitemap link? You want it at the end of every page, that's what I prefer. And then sitemap links open a new window. You do not need to do that. All right, you have some other options here to exclude pages. If there's a specific page on your site that you don't want on the sitemap, you just enter that page ID in here. And let me show you how to do that. Before I do, what you want to do is click on Update Options once you're done with that. Okay, there's one more step you need to do to get the sitemap page to work properly. What you need to do is click on this link up here, and it's going to give you the embed code. This right here, if you scroll down, you want to copy this, okay, and you want to go back and you want to add a new page. And the page is going to be sitemap. And very important, the previous embed codes I posted into the visual, basically what you see is what you get, not the HTML version. What you want to do is paste this embed code into the HTML code view. All right, and we'll do this discussion again, make sure that's not showing. Uncheck this, and then once you've done that, click on Publish, and that is the sitemap. Okay, and the final page you need to add is the compensation disclosure. You'll remember you downloaded that right here. You just got to copy it and go back in and create the page. Compensation disclosure. Okay, and we'll go visual, paste that into here. And what I like to do is delete this right here, and then I like to bold all of these section titles. Okay, bold that. This one here. Okay, once you're done with that, remember to make sure that people cannot have a discussion. Normally this information is actually on the page. All right. Click on Publish. Okay, so now the compensation disclosure is done, and then there is one additional page. This is the team member login. This is the page that your outsourcers will go to. They'll click on the link and they'll be taken to the project management dashboard as well as their Gmail accounts. It'll let them log in basically kind of to the company intranet, so to say. All right, and I've already done this for you, so you have all the HTML here. You'll notice, all right, this right here, email account. What you want to do is change this to your domain name. So in my case, secured property investments.com. Once that's done, just copy it and go back into here, and we'll call this team member login. Go to the code view, paste that into there, make sure everything looks good through here. Okay, and come over to here. All right, uncheck this. Click on Publish. Okay, and now that the pages are added, you need to change your home page. So we're going to go to Reading and select Static Page. Your front page is going to be your About Us page. In this case, it's the Welcome to Secure Property Investments page. Click on Save Changes, and now you've added all the pages to the site. Your next step is to add the primary and secondary menus to the site. So to do this, what you want to do is go to Appearance, click on Menus, and you want to add your top nav. We'll say primary. Okay, and then you're going to create one more, and it's going to be called secondary. We'll create that. Okay, so now you have two menus created, your primary and secondary. Primary, now what you need to do is change these to match. Click on Save. All right, and now what you're going to do is add your primary menu items. The primary menu is going to contain a link to your home page, a link to the Contact Us page, and a link to your news page. So first off, the Contact Us, we're going to add. Okay, and I'm actually going to edit this and just change the label to Contact. And then next, what I want to do is add a link to the news page. Call this news. Add that. Okay, everything looks good here. I'm going to save it. So that's the primary. And now the secondary, this menu is going to contain a link to your team member login. Do this first, click on secondary. All right, team member login, you're going to add that to the menu. And then you can also add the sitemap page to it. Okay, click on Save Menu. Your next task, now that you have the menus added, is to actually add a third menu, and you're going to do that as a widget. So to do this, what you want to do, number one, is go to Widgets, and you want to add footer 1 right here. You want to add pages, and we'll just call it legal pages. Actually, we'll say legal documents. And you have an option to exclude pages here. There is an easier way to do it, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to click on Save, and before I show you how to do that, I want to show you what the site looks like at this point in time. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, open that in a new tab. All right, here is the site as it stands. So here's the primary menu. Right now there's contact and news. There's not a link to the home page, so that needs to be added. And then here's the About Us page. Welcome to Secured Property Investments. And then down here, here's the legal documents that were added. So first off, let's kind of go through and just make sure everything looks right. All right, the Contact Us page looks good. The news page right now just has one post, the Hello World post. Team member login. It should look good. Project management dashboard. Click on this. All right, this is where you'll enter your domain in. You'll be taken to a page then where you'll actually log in. Email account. Same thing here. Okay, so that all looks good. Sitemap. All right, here's the sitemap. As you can see, here are all the pages and posts, and then the XML sitemap. If I click on this right now, there it is. Okay, now scrolling down, the compensation disclosure. We already did Contact Us, privacy policy. Looks good. Sample pages there. Sitemap we already did. Terms and conditions. All right, that looks good. So as you can see, this menu down here has some pages specifically that aren't really legal documents. The Contact Us page, sample, sitemap, team member login, and welcome. So what we want to do is exclude those pages from that particular widget. To do that, we'll go back in and we'll go to pages. And there are really two ways to do this. So first off, we're going to leave compensation disclosure. We want to exclude the Contact Us page. So right down here, exclude pages, click that, update. Okay, we'll go back to the pages. Let's Contact Us. Privacy policy we're going to leave. You're going to trash the sample page. There's not really a reason to keep it. Okay, sitemap, you want to exclude that. So we'll do this. Okay, go back to pages. Okay, the next page, team member login. You want to do this for every page that you do not want showing up on that bottom footer widget. Okay. I mentioned there was another way to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, team member login, terms and conditions. Okay, let me drag this up because you need to see the very bottom of this to understand how it works. Okay, terms and conditions. If I highlight over this, you'll notice at the bottom left it has securedpropertyinvestments.com/WP admin, so on and so forth. You see where it says post equals 16? That's actually the post number within the database. If you enter that number into the widget where it says exclude pages, you just put 16 in there, it will exclude the terms and conditions page. But I like to do it with the actual plugin and just tick the box here. It's a little bit easier. All right, and finally, the last page after terms and conditions is welcome to Secured Property Investments. We'll do this, click on update, and I'm going to drag this up to the top here. Okay, and now when we go back and refresh this, okay, so I took off the terms and conditions page. I want to add that back, so if I go back to terms and conditions, and I want this included, I click on update. Now it should show up. Okay, so there we go. Here are the legal documents, and if we scroll to the very top, you can see that we've got the team member login and the sitemap page right here. These pages are still here. We did not exclude those by unchecking that. We see that there's the contact and the news, and there's one more item that needs to be added to the menus. So we'll go back to menus, and you want to add a link to the home page. securedpropertyinvestments.com. I'll say home. All right, add this. I'm going to drag this up right here. Click on Save Menu. Okay. So that looks good. All right, your next task is to add recent news widget to the sidebar. So you just find right in here, we'll say recent posts, put that into there. We'll say recent news, and I like to show 7. You can show as many as you like. Click on Save, refresh the page, and there is the recent news. Okay, the next task that you need to do is add optional pages, and that is entirely up to you. I'm not going to do that. What I will show you is my Ask Info Media business site, and you can see that I've added some additional pages. Okay, so here's the home page. I've added these pages here: solutions, services, jobs, partnerships. You can add any additional pages if you'd like. It's entirely up to you. So the next task is to add a news blog to your site, and you're going to do this using the WP-O-Matic plugin. So I'm back on the site, and now I'm going to get into the admin menu here, and there's a plugin called WP-O-Matic. You click on that, and you go to campaigns, but you can't do that yet. What you really need to do is first get WP-O-Matic set up. So first of all, you want to make sure Simple Pi works, and to do that, you just click this here, run the test. You shouldn't have any issues. You should get, yes you can. All right, so once that test is run, you click on Next. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to set up WP-O-Matic, and you want it to match your actual time. So on the general settings page, you did this. You matched your UTC time. Okay, so make sure the following settings are correct. This would be my time right here, and this is the UTC time. So these settings are correct. Once you verify that, you click on Next, and now you have 2 options. You can set up a cron job within your cPanel account, which is what I recommend, or you can just have it do it automatically. Whenever somebody hits the site, it's going to automatically post a new story. But I personally think the cron job is better, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So you want to tick this box here, and you want to copy this right here. Okay, you'll notice you have a */20. Now you're going to go into Fantastico. You want to go back to your control panel if you're still on that page, and you want to scroll down, and what you want to find is cron job right here. So you'll click that. Okay, and right here you want to enter the */20, and then you want to put stars in the remaining fields. Okay, and then you want to paste that line into there, and then you want to click on Add New Cron Job. Okay, so now it's in there. Now when you go back, you just click on Next, and you're done. So now what you want to do is click the Submit button, and you're good to go. Now you click on Campaigns. You're not going to have any. You want to add a campaign. So you click on Add Campaign, and the title will be Real Estate News. In my case, you can type whatever title you'd like. You want it to be active, and the campaign slug you can have is RE. Now you need to add the feeds. You remember initially when you're gathering the assets, I recommended that you find an RSS feed that is in your niche. So in my case, I've done this here, so I click that. I'm just going to copy that feed and go back into here, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, next, categories. You're going to post into the news category. Rewrite, you don't need to do that at this point. And then options, you want a custom post template, and what you want to do here is actually take the WP-O-Matic template. So you copy that, come back into here, and then just paste it. You're going to leave this all the way it is, and once you have all of these settings done, you click on Submit, and now your campaign is set up. Okay, so now if you click on Campaigns, here's the campaign. You can click on Options. You don't really have to worry about anything on this page. So you go to Dashboard, and you can kind of get an overlay. There'll be a log over here, but you go back to Campaigns, and initially you want to click on Fetch. And what this is doing now is it's going out and it's finding news stories to actually post on your blog. As you can see, it pulled 10 posts. Now when you go back to the site and click on the home page, now you have all these posts in here. If you click on it, so here's the post, and there is the news. Okay, so now that you've added the news, your next task, which you've actually already done, you verified that the site's working, all the pages that you added are there, the news is posting fine. So what you need to do now is actually finish filling out the Build Business website section of the business structure info sheet. So to do that, as you can see, Build Business website section, and this right here, the username is admin, and in my case it's test pass. And this right here is actually uploaded to Google Docs. In the prior step, when you set up domain and hosting, you had to upload this into your Google Docs account. Actually, you uploaded it after you set up your Google Apps account. So once you're done with that, you've actually set up your business website. You can make any customizations you want. If you want to do a different theme, you can do that as well. But that is the end of this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Other than that, I do appreciate your time. Thank you for listening.